8/16. So this is our treasury report from April 21st to August 16th. In our operating account, we started with $25,004.69. As of 8/16, our ending balance is $24,780.93. In our grant account, we started with $15,605. As of 8/16, our grant account has $16,581.83. That gives us a total balance in both accounts of $41,362.76. We had a total of, within that time period, we had a total of $7,300 in deposits, which out of that total deposits, $1,800 of those deposits went into the operating account, which consists of renewals, applications for the Septemberfest, the booth and the parades. And we had $5,500 come into the grant account from the tourism grant. For our expenses for this time period, we had a total expenses of $6,546. I'm sorry, and 93 cents. That consists in our operating account. Our expenses were $2,223.76, which consists of supplies, telephone, utility, and I'm going to say miscellaneous expenses such as advertising, interest for the building, and some expenses for the Septemberfest. For our expenses for the grant account, we had expenses that equal $4,523.17, which were some expenses for some of our grants that we have going on. So again, we have a total of $41,362.76.
$1,745 went out to that magazine we did with the with the tourism grant. That was to be in the $395 with that we're doing with Mojave and Laura. And the other $2,500 was a payment to Jed on a mural that we had, and $278.17 was for a building permit for the event center. So I just wanted to note those to the board what those items were. Okay, any other questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Reports. The Diamond Street project. Daniel Lansford and I did meet with the county regarding the Diamond Street project, regarding the watering of the trees and that. They were looking at doing CSA for that area. There's like 85 parcel numbers that they're looking at a proposed tax to maintain, pay for the watering and to maintain the trees and that. As of this date, I don't think they really have an update as to what they've been doing. I have been watering the trees so they're still alive. Hopefully we'll work this out in the next few months and have something final for that. As for the street lighting, I guess they did approve receiving the funds from the solar company. Any updates on when they might put the street lights in?
No, I haven't received any update.
Okay, well, they're supposed to be putting street lights in soon, and it sounded like they would stripe the street once they did that. We did hear that quite a few months already, but sooner or later it'll get done in the county. And other than that, I don't really have any updates on the Diamond Street. Any comments or questions?
Are they going to be doing the painting on the streets, parking?
Yes,
or
they're
that
supposed to
after
do
night?
that. I figured they'd maybe do that once they put the streetlights in, and then they'd be finished with the project. It has drug on for a year already, so I'm hoping that that part will be finished soon.
Did they give you a final count, how many lights are on the street?
No, but they have guidelines that they have to follow for the lights. I do know that some of the solar companies bought up to 5 or 6 of them. So, but they got their guidelines that they have to follow, so they should be like a normal street, I would think.
Yeah, they can't be too close and they can't be too far. It's a pretty strict, you know, how they have to be. So, yeah, the light has to cover certain spots. If they're too close, the FAA can get involved. It's with the dark skies ordinances and stuff like that. So.
Well, we haven't got any updates from the county.
Lorelei provided the Rosamond News with a list of the donors, and there are 18 streetlights. And some of them, as you said, bought 5, which was really good. But the 18 will go in. It was published in the Rosamond News, and all the donors were published also. So I think we should go out of our way to send them a thank you note, at least from the chamber, saying thank you for contributing the streetlights.
Well, it would have been nice if we at least got an email telling us that this too.
Well, they're dealing directly with Lorelei.
Well, I know, but it only takes a minute to write an email to say, hey, here it is. Here's what's been done. I mean, if they don't tell us, how are we supposed to know what's going on?
Read the Rosamond News. I mean, what can you do? Lorelei thought she was informing the town by sending us the report and who the people were and how much they donated, you know.
Well, that's all nice. I'm glad they did. That's good on their part, but they didn't really help us by not providing that information to us either. So let's just hope they get it done. Did they give a date as to when they're going to be installed?
No. That depends on the county.
And who does Lorelei work for? The county.
Well,
Okay, let's move on to our trade Septemberfest, huh? Something that we do control here. Jack, would you like to start on that?
Sure. September 24th, parade, 10 a.m. Septemberfest opens up at 11 a.m. or is it 10? 11. 11 a.m. Of course, we're going to have, we're not going to have an actual band this year. We're going to do an open mic. And in addition to, Rosamond has talent, and information will go out that's September 1st regarding the applications and requirements for the open mic. And I believe there's going to be some really good talent that's going to show up for the open mic. I think it gives the town a chance to really show some of the talent that we have around the community. And so it'll be a little more community involvement instead of just hiring somebody from the end. You know, everybody standing around, whether not be active part of it. So that's kind of more of the theme of the Septemberfest this year. Is going to be trying to get the community involvement, bring it together. We're going to have a full line of vendors, food as well as booth vendors, and it should be a very successful show. We're also going to be taking advantage of the Parks and Recreation Building, where we will be doing a display for the chamber in terms of the chamber itself, the event center, and a few other display boards in addition to the Rosamond Historical Society will be in the room as well, putting on display for the Rosamond Historical Society. So should be a good show, good day, a lot of fun things going on. And anybody that wants to volunteer, contact the chamber. We'd be more than happy to have you. That's all I got. Any questions?
Laura, do you want to update us a little bit on sponsors and booths? No?
I confirm that one.
Okay.
You don't have that list? Do you have that list? No. Oh.
Well, we do have two major sponsors so far, and that would be Recurrent Energy and BHE Renewable. So then two came on. We do have, I think, 250 sponsors, Slate Court Services. And then we have, what, about 14 booths so far? Well, generally.
Yeah, I think
Food and vendors combined, I think it's around 13.
We don't have too many parade applications, so we'll have to definitely work on that part. I'm not sure if the Rosamond News was going to have an entry this year or a booth at the park.
The Rosamond News indeed filled out the paperwork and put it up for payment. It should arrive any minute. And the RCSD at their meeting on Tuesday night voted $500 sponsorship to the parade.
Did they address whether they're going to be in the parade or have a booth over there?
They're going to bring Sweet Sue, and that, of course, costs some money to run Sweet Sue. They have to hire people to do that. And yes, they're going to have a booth, a nonprofit booth, and they all voted for that.
Okay, well, that's good. Any other comments? Okay, moving on. Board of Trade grant. We did get the $5,500 in. We did spend $1,745. We're working with Boron, Mojave, and Jabo and Canyon on this. There was like 3 different grants that we got. One was for the magazine, which is what the Rosamond got. And Mojave and Jabo, one of them got media, and the other one got a website built. So they're working on that right now. We did, I'll send this down here. We did get, put an ad in. It's, the name of it's visitthedeserttriangle.com. That's what we're promoting with these grants that we got from Bakersfield. And they do have a couple pictures of cats in there that promote our area. And then information on Willow Springs, which is the 2 main tourist places we have in the Rosamond area. So this information was provided free to them through this grant that we have. We're looking at doing a 24-page brochure. That was all part of the grant, and we're still working on that. And we're going to work with the different communities to promote the different interests in our area. So we did spend some of our money. We're looking at doing another brochure that will be used to promote the Desert Triangle, as they call it. The Rosamond Event Center. We did get our conditional use permit approved. And I did go to Bakersfield and apply for our building permit. We have to work through the electrical part of it. We wanted a better diagram of what we plan to do with the electrical part of it. And I did talk with Jerry Winfrey this afternoon, and he suggested that we communicate with Edward or with Edison about electrical power that we might require. So we're going to be continuing to work on that. I think the permit fee was a little over $600, I think. And we paid $278 for it, paid the balance. $278.17 was what we paid, and the total cost was going to be $639.33. That was the permit for the stage and for the electrical permit that we're looking at doing. So we still have
what else?
all the steel and all the supports that are required.
Was somebody supposed to provide a stage layout so we quote?
What's that again?
Somebody's supposed to provide a stage layout so we could quote?
Yeah, I got all of that on the CD.
Okay.
I can provide it to you so you can show it to a
Yeah,
contractor.
I need to
Okay, any other questions? Any questions from the audience? So we're working on it. It just takes time to get it all done. And we are definitely looking at building this for the future, so we're looking at what it takes 5 or 10 years down the road. We don't want to have to come back and do it again.
I do have one question. Somebody had asked the other day if there's any plan to possibly start, excuse me, maybe moving forward with the farmers markets and doing that even before the stage is built. Do you have any thought about that?
Well, our conditional use permit says that we can do certain things, but until they finalize their permit, until the building's done, it's not finalized. So we legally can't do farmers markets on that property. We have to meet all their requirements prior to them finalizing that process. The only other option would be if we wanted to try to close part of the street and do it, but I think that would be kind of an uphill battle right now. So
Yeah, considering that.
we definitely want to get moving on it, and we've been working on it 2.5 years, so it's been a long process, and it's going to still take some time, but I think we have a good plan for it. I think in the long run, it's going to be good. It's just get to that part. Okay, moving on to the Rosamond Night at the Jethawks. We do have 50 tickets. The board approved being a sponsor for that. So it is Rosamond Night at the Jethawks. We were looking at offering 2 tickets to each business member. And we can set up a table if we'd like to. Laura and I was there last year. She wasn't too crazy about doing it again this year. So if another director would like to step up and help with that, we'd appreciate it. I did talk to Buck Rogers today, just this afternoon, and he said the high school was going to, participate and play the national anthem, but I think something come up. So he was looking at Tropico, so he's still working through that. But he said that I think 6 businesses, including the chamber, were going to be part of the Rosamond Night at the Jethawks. So we do have tickets available for our business members, and then I guess once we exhaust that, we make it available to other members. Any thoughts from the board on this?
You have the tickets, right?
Yeah, I have all
In
the
the
tickets.
office.
And typically, I'd rather not give them out to people unless they're sure they're going to show up. Because a lot of times they'll take the tickets and then they don't show up. You know, if you have the tickets at the game, they get there, they get the tickets in the game. So any other
So
thoughts?
what's the question? Is there a question?
Well, the question is, do we want to set up a table at the Jethawks to pass out information on Rosamond? I know Gene Melcher was going to have a table, and the Rotary is supposed to have a table. I think the AHE brought a table, but I'm not sure if they're going to do anything. So the question would be, do we want to try to set up a table there and interact with the people that come?
Well, I won't be able to attend, something came up.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like we'll set up a table there.
Doesn't look that way.
Okay, so I'll work on seeing how many business members want to come to the thing on tomorrow, and then from there we'll have to offer it out to use up the tickets. And I guess if business people don't want to come, we can always offer them to employees. Okay. Any other questions, any thoughts? You guys gonna make it?
Yes. Executive decision.
Don't ever ask me that type of question. You already know I have to go through her.
Could the ticket go to a potential business?
I guess.
Somebody who isn't already, but maybe lure them in with a couple of tickets.
Yeah, we can try.
I can give you a check in hand.
Those free
With an
tickets just cost you
application.
$100.
Yeah, I'll have an application there for tickets.
Hey, Terry, I do have one question. This is for Septemberfest, for the day of the parade. Are we gonna set up a day where we're gonna go out there and clean up, just right there off of Orange and Diamond, between those apartments right there? They've been throwing a lot of glass out there in the street. and it's right in the middle of the street, so we have stopped there many times to kick the glass over to the side, try to pick it up. They're really making that area a real mess there, so for Septemberfest, I think it's gonna be, to go out there and clean that whole thing up with glass and everything.
What about the street sweeper? Have they,
Well,
in
the
the
street
past?
sweeper can't get in and out of the
Right.
thing. But typically, the county comes over and cleans up, like on Friday. I think I'll just have to call them up and see if they'll do it for us. Because
Something has to be done, in fact, that they're really making that a real messy area.
yeah, because we have to set up in the park, lay out the whole place, the park and all that other work, so. Let's see if the county will do it for us. We can always clean it up the next month for sure.
Saturday. I don't know.
Any other questions on Jethawks? Okay, moving on to the Renew Biz grants. We did get 2 grants in 2015. One of them was to paint the mural on the car wash. The second one was for our event center, $10,000. They were supposed to be completed by September 16th. I did send in requests for extensions on that. They do 90-day extensions, and then we'd have to most likely request one more extension and push to get the thing done. So I did file that. That's why we have a lot of money in our account yet, because we haven't got some of the work done.
Keeping me from finishing.
Yeah, and Eric Velasquez talked to his distributor, and he's going to donate the block for us. The biggest thing is we have to fence it in, and I was hoping to have a permit for our stage, because we'll have to get liability insurance, we'll have to have our insurance to cover this new project we're doing. So we want to sort of do it all at one time. Sorry for the holdup. Just takes time to get it done, I guess. So they are going to donate all that block to us, which is a big help. And that was part of the grant that we wrote in, so we'll be able to use that money for other things. Most likely for the upgrading electrical that we'll have to do. Okay, moving on to new business. Approve the Parade and Septemberfest budget. Do you have a copy of that with? Do you want to go over that a little bit?
Actually, I was about to, I didn't do a copy. I didn't even do a final, but I have the final numbers that we went over in the meeting. Projected income for the Septemberfest was sponsored parade, sponsored 7,500 parade, 400 Septemberfest, 1,542 was the projection, totaling $9,442. Expenses, in terms of the parade, advertising banners, programs, trophies, totaling $1,184. And then the Septemberfest itself, total expenses with no charge on the band MC, and banners for the chamber, 250, banners for the sponsors, 310, bin sanitation, 100, cleanup, 200, nothing on face paint and airbrush, because that's being sponsored. Fees to the Kern County Parks and Rec is $675. Snacks and drinks 70, postage 70, printing apps 200, prizes for cash 100, prizes for toys 135, totaling $2,260, which does include also the rental for the Parks and Recs building. And with a total Septemberfest and parade, total expenses of $3,444, which leaves us a Profit loss of $5,998.
40, how would be a high end, just to make sure we have enough?
So do we want to go ahead and add that?
Yeah, it's not a problem, it's a small amount.
Okay.
Sweet, $40.
40. And also, did you have in there the expenses for the volunteer badges? That's one thing that didn't get discussed.
Is that part of printing?
It wasn't in there originally.
What is it printing in there?
Printing is $200.
How much was it for the applications?
$90.
Then we're good.
Okay.
So we got just an additional 40, which is going to change that to,
I think that our postage was a little low too.
oops,
What do we own the postage for the budget?
$70.
I think we spent that already, but I don't think we're planning on sending any more postage out, are we?
Just request.
So did you want to change that?
I just made the comments.
Yeah, no, I think we should just leave it.
Leave it.
And then, we're probably gonna be off a little bit,
Right.
so.
Well, with the $40 added to the, for the games expenses, it brings the Septemberfest to $2,300. And, $34.84 total expenses. $59.58, the profit loss.
Approved right in the grant, the Region Biz grant. They did extend the Region Biz grant to September 30th. It was September 2nd. I guess the other communities was having a hard time getting their grants done. I did work on a grant for the chamber regarding our proposed fencing for the front of the community event center. It was the one design that we talked about a number, last year actually, we talked about it, but they didn't come out with the grants last year. So the question is, does the board want to apply for a grant for $10,000 for improvements to the front of the event center?
Yeah.
Deb moves,
Second.
Laura seconds. Okay, discussion. I think you guys seen the video that we did. Dennis O'Keefe put it together, and it had the different formations that we could do on the front of it, where we can take parts of the fencing out to access to the street, or a number of different things we can do. We can discuss if we want to make any changes to that. We just have to write the grant and put it together. I need to get a couple of quotes on it. So do you guys have any questions on it?
That was the front fence, so that's gonna be taken apart manually, it's not gonna retract on its own.
Yeah, when we looked at retracting it,
It's
the
just gonna
cost.
stack up too big too, isn't it?
Yeah, the cost was so high, and then you have that V shape where the people walk over, which they could trip on. So we just didn't think that was gonna work. So we made some changes as we went along when we discussed it.
So you're saying that the application that we're going for is for the fencing and the improvements in the front of the?
Well, the fence, the fencing would be along the front of the property, and we're looking at putting brick in a side gate right by the chamber,
Okay,
by the flagpole there,
okay.
and then have, be able to move the fence and whatever we want out. And I think we sort of talked about the height of 4 feet. We didn't want to make it seem like a prison or anything. We just felt 4 feet high.
In the front,
Yeah,
and the sides are gonna be taller. going
yeah,
in.
that's going to be the same size as that one.
5
back
foot.
one. And in the back fencing, we're looking at a 6-foot fence, block fence on the back. But we wanted to have it sort of open somewhat, but a 3-foot fence was too short.
So this also includes the fence we want to put in the back?
No, that's
Okay.
separate.
That's,
No,
is that
no,
already been, that was already approved?
Yeah, under
Of the
that.
other grant? Okay.
10,000.
Okay.
You said that includes the back fence?
No,
Oh,
No.
no.
That
And
was-
so no back gate then either, too?
well, we can look at it. We're going to have to
Because
figure
we
it
gotta
out.
have a gate right there.
Maybe Adam's got the money in his pocket. It's been pretty quiet.
No problem.
Well, we have, well, we got the block donated, which we had in that original grant, the $10,000 grant. So we could, I imagine, use some of that grant money for that back fence that we need. And that was going to be 6 foot high. But we felt in the front it should be low.
That'll be operable by, that one's not gonna be taken apart, that's just gonna be a passage gate for trucks or whatever loading and unloading.
Yeah. Okay, any questions, other questions from the board on this? Rosamond, this was a meeting we had, I think, back in June, maybe June. And they came from Bakersfield and they discussed a vision process that was done like 5 years ago. And we discussed all the different things in our community, some of the needs in our community. And they want to come back and do a follow-up with us. And they're looking at the 7th, 8th, or 9th. We kind of scratched the 9th out because that's on a Friday. So what's the board pleasure on having this meeting? It's usually about an hour and a half, and they'll just go over what results that they come up with from their.
I think we proposed, just in general discussion, September 8th would be a good day.
That's a Thursday.
Right.
And that's fine for me.
Okay, so you make that a motion to make it September 8th. Jack? And Jed, second. Any other discussion? I'm sure they're gonna do more on, I think Cal City, Mojave, so they're, and Patch people, so they're doing the whole area. So I'm not sure, we'll try to do, what, a 5:30 again if they can?
Sure.
Because that's what we did last time.
Is that here?
They'll most likely do it here, and they'll set it all up. And I think sometimes they advertise it too. So we'll get to go over all the things that we did. Okay, all those
I'm
in
sorry,
favor?
was that moved by Jack, second by Jed, or vice
Yes.
versa? Okay.
Moved by Jackson.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're gonna put that on the Google Drive. Are you part of the Google Drive?
I think, didn't you put one up on our website?
Yeah, yeah, and then, it was on, yeah, it was on the chamber website, it was a Google Drive specifically for Septemberfest sharing documents and stuff.
Yeah, the cost was $125. I think that's what the board voted for, I think about 6 months ago. And I think it was like a 4x8 size brick. And we're sort of following what EFBC did, the cat house has done out there. And they have a lot of things. I think they're charging $150 for theirs. So it's just a way to promote and be part of the center. Okay, so director's comments
There is an application on the website. So.
for that?
Yeah.
And it has a copy of the brick in front of
I don't see a copy of the brick in there.
I was waiting for a picture of the brick from somebody unless I need to go out and get it myself.
No, I think I just have to get it from that front computer. Oh, no, you know what? That's why we did the application, so I don't think I have a copy of that brick.
Okay, well, we'll get a new copy. We'll have to update some of our forms and gear up for our September 24th promotion and promote the chamber the best we can.
It'd be kind of nice if we had a brick, just a sample to show them, but you don't know what you're gonna use yet, right? Or the
Well-
same thing is out there.
We could use that, we could even look at other things. Nothing's set, I mean, everything moves a lot. But
A granite star or something.
we definitely want to honor our 4 major sponsors, which was BHE, SunPower, Recurrent Energy, and Iberdrola, which purchased the property for us, helped us start the process. So we want to thank them. So, director's comments.
Well, I guess I'll start off. This is my first month on the board of directors, so I just want to thank the members for voting me in. I hope to bring a lot of assistance and business experience and background I've obtained over the years to assist the chamber in a good, strong direction for the community and commerce. So I just want to thank everybody for bringing me aboard.
Good.
I'm good.
Okay, my comment would be, I think on June 7th, we had a board meeting, and we discussed quite a few things. We didn't get the minutes quite put together, so we'll have those for next month. At that board meeting, we did approve the president, vice president, and treasurer, which was the same as last year. Just wanted to let people know that. And I appreciate everybody coming. I will give the members a chance to have a comment if they'd like.